Good with it, Black Goose TV family, man. We up in this thing. Happy Tuesday to everybody. We a day late, but as long as we here, who cares, right? Fluence is in up in the building, feeling good, feeling fresh. End of the day, a little later than usual, but hey, man, we had to come give you that good content. What's good with it, Zen, man? How you feeling? What's happening with it, man? We here, man. We here. How you feeling, man?
What's the deal with y'all, man? We out here, baby. Um, I'm all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, crazy. What about
Beginning of
you?
the week. Beginning of the week. You already know what it is. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep myself together at the end of the day. Real quick before we even get up anything, you already know what it is. Get us in the algorithm, show us some love, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? The like button, before anything, because that definitely gets, people paying attention. If they're not paying attention, next to that, always, you know what I'm saying? Hit the subscription button. And if you subscribe to the channel, you be part of the family, man. Hit the notification gang. We got a good week coming for y'all. Friday, we got Black Goose Friday. New music is always special. Obviously, we got a big UFC card on Saturday. And we'll get you guys a couple Fluence boxing for the rest of the week and probably one more Fluence and Zen. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. We got nothing but good content coming out. And you know what I'm saying? We just showing love to the people. You already know what it is. Blessing positivity, man. But y'all Zen, I'm gonna let you grace us with the beginnings of how
That's
your day went and
crazy.
rating it, man. Let me how'd that go? 1 to 5? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
It
saying?
was
Be
cool.
real with the people. Let us know.
I can't be like, mad. I don't want to go too deep, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's just be crazy some of these days and how you feel during them days. But uh I say this music in the gym, I feel like that's the only things I can really control. Like when it comes to just like everything, like I just be feeling like everything else just be like BS. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even like the gym be BS, you know what I'm saying, sometimes. And then you feel me? Sometimes the music just be like we, you feel me, or I just not, or whatever. But I just still feel like that's what I can kind of control. But I don't know, I just be irritated easy too. I don't know why. I just been very irritated. I don't really, my sleep always choppy. Like I can't remember the last time I slept like just through like the night. Like I always wake up before my alarm. I always just wake up randomly at like 2, 3 in the morning. But I be exhausted, so I'll be thinking like, how am I so exhausted? But yeah, I just be waking up randomly. But anyway, uh yeah. But yeah, like just irritate like at the gym. Like if I just see some just dumb basketball, like I check out quick, like man. But then what's it called? Like, I actually got a team that was actually, what I'm saying, trying to win, doing I just hate when people just do dumb stuff. Like it just be bothering me. But you know what I'm saying? The gym was end up being good, you feel me? Because we ended up winning. Once I left that first team I was on, I'm not even gonna speak about them. But you know what I'm saying, had to get a new team, get right. You know what I'm saying? We got right. And so if we was ready today, I give it a 3. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it wasn't bad. But I tried a new Mexican spot today, and it was Taco Tuesday, so they had a deal. So I'm about to tear them up. And then I got a burrito. So we gonna see what they're talking about.
Yeah, man. Food always makes things a little bit better, especially when you got some either fire food or just food you're looking
And
forward
I've
to,
never had
regardless
it.
of how your
It's the
day
first
went.
time the homie recommended it. So we gonna see together. Because the people.
That's not a too bad Tuesday at all, man. A 3 for Tuesday is it's not bad, but at the same time, it's not good. It's not really a Tuesday you hang your hat on, but it's one of that's kind of like what I'm saying. I got through it. Productive. But at the end of the day, it's not nothing I'll say I'll brag about. But good food at the end of the day. But I salute it. It's Tuesday. And it's not really the beginning of the week because really it's the end of the Tuesday, especially for me on my side. So, we're at the middle of the week, which is kind of fire in a sense, but you know how it goes. So that's a solid rating, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Salute to you. Salute to that. Get it in. Um my day was like my day, like honestly, like if I would me going through it, it was just a regular day. You know what I'm saying? I went to work. I had a solid day at work. Work was cool. Like I ain't had no complaints about work. But it's just, man, my mood has just like been going like spiral since Sunday. Saturday, like I was 100, but then Sunday, I don't know if you sensed it when I got on the live for the Davis fight, but my shit was just out of it. And even I didn't expect it for it to be like that, but I was like, I kept speaking positive, like, all right, because I didn't want what to happen to basically happen because I felt my mood starting. So, excuse me. I don't know if any of y'all can relate. Probably a lot of y'all can relate, but Sometimes on the side of the game, man, when you live in life, you got your ups and you got your downs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's how I kind of roll through it. Unfortunately, sometimes I'll be feeling better at it than most days, but this is one of them times, man. I'm just kind of spiraling this way with the emotion side of the game. But for the most part, I'm still good. If there's one thing I will say that ended up happening today, even though work was cool, with me feeling the way I felt, I didn't want to go to the gym, right? So I ended up going straight to the crib, and I was gonna focus strictly on like, okay, I'm gonna do this music thing. But something happened in between. I told you about before we started the podcast, and that shit had me tripping out so much. It's like I had to figure out the way to get out of it. So I ended up going back to the gym. I went to the gym. I said I got a good cardio. I'm saying got a 4 miles, did some time on the stairmaster, did a little bit of elliptical. So, but the shit zoomed by so much, but it got my head back level where me ended up coming back. It got me to the point I was like, hey, let's go on the pod and all that good stuff. So um I'm happy I did that at the end of the day, and I'm happy I'm doing this right here because I think this is gonna help me kind of get my mood start, circling back to the upward toward the end of the week, setting the goals, like I said earlier, of what we plan to release for the channel. So, but at the end of the day, my entire day, I give it a 2.7, 2.7, 2.8. It would probably been a 2.5 if I didn't go do the workout, but 2.2 I give it 2.8 with the workout. And with Craig Facts was hilarious for a little bit. I saw, he probably end up going maybe 2 or 3, what I'm saying, once I eat and then the end of the day. But, for the most part, they was a 2.8, nothing special. Really the biggest deal was just, dealing with the most side of the game. So I'm just praying positivity, blessings tomorrow come harder. But the consistency is what is gonna keep your boy intact. So, just gotta make sure we keep the creative juices flowing, keep the creativity. Don't let nothing stop that because that's the biggest hurdle for the most part. Oh, and the knee, still good news on the knee. Knee's good. What I'm saying, I've been doing cardio, running, all type of stuff. Haven't felt any setbacks. Still being careful at the end of the day. I still think I'm still in recovery mode at least until about January, but that's good. So yeah, man. So for the most part, I can't say I'm just excited and waiting for tomorrow, but at the end of the day, I got some things I want to take care of tomorrow that I'm like, let tomorrow come and let me make sure I take care of it at the end of the day. That's how I'm going to head into it. So that's what I got for you for my Tuesday. Nothing special, 2.8. Um, that's how I went.
No, I feel that. Trying to get something done. Trying to get something done that what I'm saying. Get some stuff accomplished that you need to get accomplished. I understand.
Yeah, that's a lot of times. That's what keeps me, at least at the same time, being able to keep certain things, in check, intact. What I'm saying? Here's what I want to check off, check off, check off. If I keep focused on that, at least try and check that off. I'll make it a priority. It can keep you like, okay, I'm center lined here for the joint. But anyways, ain't y'all playing tonight? Ain't Lakers playing tonight?
Yeah, we are.
Y'all winning or y'all losing?
I don't even know, bro. Until Eddie start doing what he's supposed to be doing, we winning.
Oh, y'all winning? And LeBron, is he playing or not?
Yeah, he got 22. That's why we winning.
Okay.
9 for
Who y'all
13.
playing? Y'all playing a good
Westbrook
team.
hooping too.
Y'all playing a pretty good team, right?
Boston. Why is Russell Westbrook out doing AD? I'm tired of seeing this, man. I'm tired of seeing Westbrook doing better numbers than Anthony Davis. I don't understand it.
Are y'all still over 500 technically, right?
No.
Oh, y'all under 500 now?
Oh, I know we are 500, I guess. So tonight will put us over if we
If
win.
y'all get the W.
But if you go to the standings right now, we're in the playoff. I hate that they do the little tournament though. I think that's weak. Well, we sixth. Dang,
Oh
we
yeah.
jumped up.
But where are y'all? What's your record? Like, what's your actual
12 and
record?
12.
Oh, who's under y'all then?
Dallas, Denver, Minnesota, Portland.
Denver's not having a good year.
Remember Joker hurt, Michael Porter Jr. hurt. Oh no, Joker's
Yeah.
back, but and then Jamal Murray's still not back, so they shorthanded.
Damn, Jamal Murray been out a minute.
Towards ACL.
It's been how long? About a year and a half.
Yeah, not about a year. It's just been a year, but it's just he ain't played. You know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, he'll be back though. They say like next year. Clay supposed to be back Christmas.
That's gonna be a good look. 'Cause Golden State killing, man. Who you got like kind of leaning toward? Who kind of looks like the best team to you
Go to state.
overall?
Yeah.
Like West and East, Golden State.
Oh, it's probably Chicago, Golden State, Milwaukee. Brooklyn, they just got KD. You know what I mean? To me, like, everybody's
You
still
really think
solid over
James
there.
Harden big week?
I'm just, you feel me? I gotta just see it in the offs, man. You feel me? He demanded this trade. I gotta see it. That's
But
all
I'm
I'm
like, you
saying.
think it's like it sounds like you making it seem like he's not doing nothing in the regular season. I'm not. You really think he's that weak?
I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do. You feel me? They're 17-7. They're number one in the East. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say James Harden is weak. I know he's not weak. I know he's not weak. You feel me?
So then
If
I'm
he,
like, for you to just say it's just KD, that's kind of disrespectful toward him, don't you think?
I'm talking about is why they're winning. Though KD don't play, they're not gonna be winning games over there. But if James Harden don't play, I'm pretty sure KD and them still gonna win some games. You get what I'm saying? They're not gonna be weak out there.
Oh man, that sounds disrespectful, dog. So you saying the only way they end up being something is if Kyrie come back?
Yes.
Why are you discrediting James Harden? I don't understand the hate that you have for him. It doesn't make no sense to
Because
me.
when we get to the playoffs, if they got to go against a Milwaukee, they got to go against a Bulls, they got to go against a Miami. They got defenders and they got dudes that are willing to play defense. They have dudes that are not going to let him just sit there and go pat, 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 step back, pat, 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 blah, blah, blah. And
So
they don't
you
got no
believe
lob
in the
guy.
Bulls? You believe in the Bulls after one good season?
I said Milwaukee, Miami, like say the other names I said. I'm just saying that there's other teams that I feel like when they match up, they not going to be able to do much. You feel me?
You
They're
don't
going to
think
have
the
to.
Warriors was all hype?
No, because I'm like, Clay not even back. That's like saying, are the Suns all hype? No, they're not all hype. Suns are a good team.
So you think basically the Warriors are just showing what they've been even before KD? That's what you're saying.
Bro, they have Andrew Wiggins. I think everybody's disrespecting Andrew Wiggins like he wasn't a number one pick, like he wasn't supposed to be a talented
But they had Andrew
superstar.
Wiggins. They had Andrew Wiggins the last couple of years, and they had terrible records. So
No, they only had him
I'm
one
trying to
year.
ask.
They only had him 1 year. They only had him 1 year. He only had
They
played
had him
1 year. That
last
was
year,
last year. Yeah,
and they
just
had him the
one
year
year.
before, didn't they?
No, he's with Minnesota. He played like 10 games. He got traded like late and he got hurt. So he didn't even really play. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but then they still had him that year, and then the next year they had him, and they had a terrible season. So I'm just trying to
No, he
ask.
wasn't. They wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
They just lost to get into the playoff game. That wasn't terrible. They
yeah, but
lost
they
to
weren't
Bron.
in. They were out of the 8th seed though, weren't they? Or they were the 8th seed.
Nah, remember they lost to Ja for the AFC.
Okay, so they weren't even in the playoff room. They had to they do the plans.
So did the
So I'm just
Lakers.
saying. Yeah, and I told you how I felt about the Lakers.
But I'm saying they number one though. When the Lakers was number one, we won a ship. So I'm just saying that they're a good team. You feel me? They're
I'm just
playing
saying
good
dynamics.
basketball.
What I'm just trying to point. No, I agree with what you're saying. What I'm saying though, is don't you think it's kind of all hype? If you're talking about 2 years before, they weren't even
I
considered
don't.
to be in the playoffs. This
But
year
you
they're
gotta
number
remember.
one.
But you gotta remember they
Do
got
you
their
think it's
team
all
back.
hype, or do you think they're just showing that this is what we were before KD was there? And does this discredit now what you're
Yeah,
saying about KD?
yeah. I'm saying, bro, think about it, bro. They got Iggy back on purpose. They got Draymond still there. They got Steph still there playing MVP type numbers. All Clay gonna do come in and shoot his still 20, 22 points a game. He not gonna come in and do nothing over the top. He ain't gonna underperform. He gonna do the same thing he's been doing: catch and shoot, fire. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Then you just
I
kind of
can't say it's
tweaking it.
hype because I'm like, they got good players that know their role. You feel me? I feel like everybody knows their role. Like, there's not nobody out there confused on what I need to do.
I feel like it's a little too quick to just put the crown on the Golden State Warriors, man.
I'm not putting. I still think the Lakers gonna win this year, but I can't tell y'all that now because y'all gonna be like, you see, Estrada and them gonna pop up in the chat to
I
go. You see them
won't.
Lakers?
Yeah, them they get whiff of anything. If I would put anything of the Lakers in the title, they'd be up in the joint.
You get what I'm
But
saying? So I'm saying
yeah,
I don't want to get to talking like the Lakers because you see we have our ups and downs. Like tonight, we looking like we supposed to be doing. We out here kicking their ass. You feel me? 85-69. Bron doing his thing. Russell Westbrook 19, 3 and 8. You feel me?
what
Like
quarter? Third.
third, yeah, 2 minutes left.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? But it's just like I know they can do that. You feel me? But it's just like, when is AD gonna just really say, okay, Brian, you really don't have to score 28 points for us to be competitive. You could
That's
score
what I'm
20.
kind of waiting for. Or even 80 to be like, yo, Westbrook. All y'all talking about if Westbrook's gonna fit in. All y'all talking about Rondo, Trevor Ariza coming. All this stuff. If I was 80, I'm like, I don't care about none of that. As long as I'm playing, that's all that matters because I'm that guy. Like that's the only thing that should matter. Like, okay, that's cool. LeBron's healthy. He's not healthy. He needs to take a couple games off. Oh, that's cool. Westbrook is kind of having an off game. Westbrook is having a good game. Oh, that's cool. We got to figure out Rondo's numbers. If I'm AD, the way they be self-proclaimed, not self, but the way they be proclaiming me, the way they be talking about me, the things I'm supposed to be doing, I'll be like, man, shut all that noise down. The only person y'all should be talking about is me. And I'm going to show you
Like,
why, because
eh,
everything else don't matter, because I'm going to be putting up 30 and 10 every night. And he used to do that. He don't do that no more. And I just
you
don't have
right
faith in
though,
him because he's fragile.
because
And
you gotta think
I
like
have real quick, I have faith in Westbrook. I got faith in Braun. Like I got faith in all these guys. Not in this case where I think they're better. It's just when it comes down to having to win the game and doing what it takes, they do that. I have not seen that from AD by himself. I haven't seen that from AD, even if he has other great superstars on his team and they happen to not be in the game at the moment. He just doesn't take over when I feel like he should really be putting his into the, you know what I'm saying? I'm done.
and I just feel like everybody got that go mode. Like everybody that you can think of who was your favorite player. Like anybody that had a favorite player back then probably had a go mode. If somebody said AI, go mode. If somebody said Kobe, go mode. Somebody said T Mac, go mode. Somebody said Brian, go mode. Somebody said Gilbert. You feel me? Baron Davis. Like we can name guys down the list that when it was time, they was on go mode. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like I feel like AD don't be on go mode. Like, think about playoff game one last series against the Suns. He played like Dookie, right? Came out next game 38-12. Like, wow, why didn't you do that game one? What stopped you? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you never saw Jordan or Kobe or Paul Pierce when it was time, when these dudes was Dwayne Wade. You feel me? We can go down to dudes that's really been in the off, you know? Even Tony Parker, we can go to dudes that's not even celebrated like superstars. Like, you feel me? Just a star, just a real good, good star, all-star type player, but nobody considers Tony Parker or Ginobili was superstar players. But I'm like, they were even coming in producing year after year, showing you that there was money, they was ready to, So I'm like,
Shit, let's
why
talk
can't?
about Dwight Howard.
Yes, though people keep talking about, oh, he wasn't the only one on the team. I'm like, bro, when you go say Orlando Magic in
Shit, nigga, let's
2004
talk.
to 2012, you're gonna say that was the White Howard's
And
team.
on that Magic team, shit, Hito Turkoglu, like nigga Chris Webber, like think about Chris Webber with the Kings. You know what I'm saying? What Page like added to. I'm just like, go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying, man. I just seen dudes take over the games, man. Like I seen Chris Webber give us
And the,
hell
and these are
in
me talking
LA.
about big man. Like I'm trying to have a like I'm trying to be somewhat fair when I'm equivalating to a big man having to take over and take his team over, and they're not
Charles
talked about.
Barkley,
And
the
they're not.
son.
I know, but real quick, they're not talked about in the same manner as Anthony Davis. Like, do you ever hear Chris Webber's name brought up the way they hail and proclaim at AD? No,
People don't even talk about C Web or even Rasheed
no one
Wallace.
talks
I'll
about
take
Stewart.
Rasheed
Rasheed,
Wallace over.
beautiful, yeah, Rasheed Wallace. Damn it, Dwight. Even Dwight. I know Dwight's on the same team, but what Dwight did in his prime compared to what AD's doing now, Dwight is much greater. It's not even close.
And think about this.
Dwight took.
I,
Go
I
ahead.
would say Drew. I would say Drew Holiday is better than Jameer Nelson. Would you agree?
Uh,
Because
shit, probably not,
defensively,
bro. If you want me to be real.
because
Like
I'm
as
like
an all around, let
defensively,
me say, as an all around player, Drew Holiday is a better player than Jameer Nelson. If I
the
want to choose,
scorer.
if I have to choose between Jameer Nelson and Drew Holiday in their primes, I have two good years, and I have their best 2 years. I have either Drew Holiday's two best years or I have Jameer Nelson's two best years. I'm going with Jameer Nelson all day. That motherfucker was 5'8" on another level when it came to that pick and roll. Let me get a solid big man. Didn't even have to be
He
Dwight. Like
wasn't
let me
that
get,
small. He
think
wasn't
about
that
him was the
small.
Junis Exauskis. Jameer Nelson was on another level in his prime.
He
That
was
boy,
nice,
him
but
with
you got
Dwight. The reason why Dwight was so goddamn good also was because Dwight was dominant, but because Jameer Nelson, he would not, he couldn't miss a pull up mid range off of that pick and roll, and he wouldn't, and it would be rare he would miss a 3-pointer off that pick and roll exchange. So you had to choose. The big man always had to choose. Am I going to help off of Dwight? And now Dwight got an easy bucket, or am I going to follow Dwight? And now Jameer Nelson got that easy pull up. That
only
shit was
reason.
deadly.
Nah, I feel you. Only reason I'm gonna go with Drew Holiday is because
Oh
Derek
man, what?
Fisher. Derek Fisher was cooking that man Jameer Nelson in them finals, boy.
Bro,
I
that's
was
different though.
watching.
We're talking about you're talking about defensively. Jameer Nelson was not a good defensive player. You are right. Jameer Nelson was a
That's why I said I
liability
gotta
on
go with Drew.
defense.
Because I'm like, for me
But
and my team,
Drew Holiday's best day, he couldn't do what Jameer Nelson did offensively.
That's fine. But I'm like, he still averaged just as many points as he did in the career though. And it's in his highest season, Drew Holiday averaged 19. You feel me? When he was with the Pelicans. So I'm like, Jameer Nelson never averaged nothing more than
He
19
win
a
no
game.
games though. He
Huh?
ain't win no games, bro.
What you mean? They got to the second round and lost to the Warriors.
That was when they had DeMarcus Cousins and they had AD with
But DeMarcus
Rondo.
Cousins didn't even get to the offs though. I'm talking about when they was in the offs, he was balling.
And
Him
they
and
had
Rondo was
Rondo
killing.
and they had Davis. I'm like, if Jameer Nelson had something like that,
What
he
you
would
mean? He
probably
got
been able to
Rashad
chill
Lewis and
too.
Hedo Turkoglu. Come on, man. Don't do
That's
that.
not even close to the same thing. That's disrespectful. You know that. You're
You
talking
saying
about
Rashad
one.
Lewis wasn't cold?
I'm not saying we're talking about the way players play, similar to what we're talking about styles, make matchups. So we're talking about how they complement a player. So Rashard Lewis doesn't complement Jameer Nelson to all of a sudden have these astronomical shooting numbers. His efficiency with Rashard Lewis, to me, is more impressive than what Drew Holiday did with Rajon, because Rajon is known as a guy who makes players around him better. So I expect Drew Holiday to probably have one of his best seasons with Rondo, because Rondo, in my opinion, is the guy getting everything running and getting everyone in the right position. While Jameer, he's the one doing that for Orlando while still putting up those numbers. That's why I'm like, I pick on his best day, Jameer, because even the eye test of looking at the numbers, okay, maybe it's like, oh, well, Drew has great defense. But I'm like, when Jameer had to get it done, what he gave up on defense, he made up for that 2 times in offense. He gave up a bucket on defense. He was scored back to back. You know what I'm saying? Just put him in the right line. That's just my opinion. Obviously, he has his
Nah,
liabilities.
Jameer was
I'm not
cold.
saying
I'm like,
Drew's
I
not a
remember
beast,
Jameer.
but Jameer, man, that nostalgia when I think about Jameer, man, that like
He
Jameer
was
was a cold
good.
boy.
But I'm just
He
like, I'm
was
going, they
cold.
got, but I just like,
Bro,
my
five
teams is
five
different though.
nine, 5'10" too.
Nah, for sure. But I'm like, my teams is different. Like, you can get to him, that's cool. But I'm like, I take Drew at that 6'4", play 1 through 3. We locking up. You feel me? We could switch it all. Like, you feel me? Because I'm like, when it comes to offense, man, like if you in the NBA, you got to make something happen. You feel me? Drew was weak. Like, you feel me? Like, I never seen Jameer Nelson shoot that weak. You feel me? Like, I think he was like 4 for 21, right? But he come in and go get the big steal and throw the lob to Giannis to win the game. So I'm like, I'll take that. You know, you shot like Dookie, but you made it up with the defense. You feel me? So what if Jameer shoot like Dookie? Then what? You get me? Like, you got to rely on him to really be money. It's like
Well,
Trey
that's
Young,
but
because I'm
I
like
think
Trey
that's
Young. I think
different
is a
though.
great talent.
We're
Because
talking
I'm
about
like,
different situations though, because I'm like, we're talking about what teams we have now. We're talking about either is Jameer the guy or is Drew Holiday somebody who can set up the guy. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not taking it as an aspect as if Jameer is the guy. I'm taking it as an aspect of Jameer is a he's a focal point in our offense, but he's not our guy. He's still the
well,
person
Drew's the
setting up
third
our
option
guy.
too, because he was the second option really for the
Jameer,
yeah, when he was on
Jameer was a
Orlando.
Jameer arguably could have been, some could argue, the fourth option depending on what season you're talking about. If you're talking about
Well,
the
if you talking
run,
about the final season, yeah, but I'm
that's what
talking
I'm
about when he was
saying.
just there all them years with Dwight, he was really their second player because he was the only other
I
All
would say
Star.
that, okay, yeah, he was probably the second option, yeah. But I'm like Drew
Yeah,
Holiday with the Pelicans, he was usually either the first or
second
second option
option.
until well, once AD came, obviously he was the second option, and then until Cousins came, he became kind of third, and then so I'm like, I feel like we're talking about similar positions. It's just, you know,
But Drew's really a two though, so I mean he plays one, but he kind
I
of played
think
a
Drew is a
two.
one.
But he
I
played a
feel you,
two
but he
kind of,
can,
you know.
I would
He a
easily, if
combo,
I
but
was
it's like
starting to, if I was starting, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it just matters on what your
I
roster is.
think we
Because
just
in my
I
opinion,
think
if
we
I'm thinking about a
arguing.
tier one, I'm thinking about Jameer, because Jameer could score, but he'll also
He could
set up your
average
big
eight.
man.
Yeah, you know. I just didn't want to disrespect because I'm like Drew's really good. You know what I'm saying? Like I always liked Drew's game. Like I never thought like he was just over this top stellar, like something crazy. But I'm like I like his competitiveness, like, and I liked how like he just I don't know he just played the game good to me. But Jameer was good though. Like come on, man. I'm not gonna disrespect. Like him and Ray for Austin was nice back there. They had straps,
Oh,
but
Ray for Austin.
hmm.
I said Ray for Austin. I forgot about Ray for Austin.
Yeah, skip to my Lou boy. People don't know about that boy. That boy was nice. People forget about him when he was on the Houston. He was there when they was nice, when they won them 22 games in a row. Basketball used to be crazy back then. Like to me, crazier. Like I don't know nowadays, man, it'd be weird. Like
Say
dudes
that.
don't be trying to like kill each other. Like you feel me? Like I remember KG going at like Dirk and then Dirk coming right back at KG or Tim or you know what I'm saying? Like they really fading out there. Like I don't see too many fades, you know, like the Clippers and Mavs, that's like a fade, you know, like that's something I'm like, okay, like when they really go, like him and Kawhi, like Luka, you know, they duking it out, like they really like bucket for bucket. Like that's the basketball I'm used to seeing, you know what I mean? Versus like some of these games, it just kind of just be like, I don't know, it just be different to me. It'd be like the center going against Trey Young versus Joel Embiid. Like, damn,
Yeah, the
come
game
on,
is different. I just be waiting for the playoffs and all that type of shit when it come up.
yeah, man.
Like I'm like it be in like the storyline. It'd be like 2K, bro. It's like it'd be like if I was playing like franchise of 2K. Like I'd be mad. I made this whole new roster. Like I'm excited for it. Like nigga, the first 10, 15 games is fire. I'm like, man, nigga, I need to simulate some of these games. There's a whole lot of games. Nigga, I'm trying to get to playoffs. So
Yeah, I'm trying
that's
to
how
get
I
to the
get when I be
offs.
watching
Like,
this shit.
like I'm not trying to sit here and play every single game and try to prove that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to sim like about 5 of these 10 of these games and then get to an important game. Oh, all right, I'll play that.
But that's when I be like, when I be looking at it, I know it's like in the same subject, but kind of different. But it'd be interesting to me how sports is built in a way for like it's really when you look at it, it's for kids because for you to follow it extensively, you have to have some type of um like non-realistic look at it as if you think there's some type of chance, oh, my team is gonna make it, depending on who your team is, right? Because everything is constructed. Like nigga, if you look at the fast statistics, there's only a certain team that wins so many championships and all that type of thing. It's very rare if you have a team outside of that to actually win, right? So it's
But
like, but yeah, then it's connected then with video games. You feel me? So I'm like, now you're making a profit off video games. So it's like it's always basically, anyways. Long story short, it's interesting to me. Like when I look at it, like when you really look at it, for you to be like in tune with it, for you to follow it every single day, you have to believe that okay, this new roster, this person that came in over here, this that happened, is really going to change the dynamic of what we're used to seeing or what people's used to seeing over this long period of time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we had this hope, but it's like when you kind of get the game, it's like, all right, let's just wait to play. Usually it's about the same thing. We know who's gonna get in there, da 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 da. So it kind of repetitive, but even at the same time though, it's still
you know what's crazy to me? People always tell me like football is bigger than basketball, but I swear I feel like I know way more about basketball players than I ever knew about football players. Even when I was younger, like I never knew nothing about no damn LaDainian Thomason. I just liked him as a better player. I'm like, he's cold. But like I never, you feel me? But I knew more about Kobe and AI and Bron and T Mag. You feel me? I feel like I knew more
but that's
about them guys before I knew about like Vic. Like I knew Vic was nice, but I'm like nobody really was doing big interviews on Vic and him talking that real.
well, think about it as a whole. So it depends on how you look at it. Like individual wise, over time, basketball players, soccer players, they always have more, notoriety than football because they didn't have a helmet on or nothing like that. So there's more to sell off of their jersey, back in the name. You can see who they are, sneakers. But as a brand, football is the biggest, sports when it comes to the money it's bringing in now. So I don't think that's the case. I think basketball has surpassed it, but I may be wrong because I don't, I know football took a big hit in the last like 5 years or something like that.
Well,
Because
that's what Trump said. Numbers are down.
yeah. So I think basketball might have taken over now because globally it's on a whole nother level. But like as a brand for a minute, yeah, it was football because we may not know the players, but we know football. We know the NFL, the song, all that good stuff. But basketball wise, you could pick out, because individually, that's also why basketball players make more money because they can market themselves, who they are. I know Kevin Durant. But when a
You
certain
don't
amount of
got like
people,
that Tom Brady type of pedigree or some of these guys type of pedigree, like an AP or something.
like if you think about, I had like the type of favorite players I had, maybe not a lot of people would know, but I feel like I could. I feel like no more people, if I ask, who Derek Fisher is, would say yes, then more people would say yes to Marshall Faulk.
I don't know, man. People know about Marshall though. Marshall, you say
That's
Steve
content.
Smith. You say
That's
Steve
content right
Smith.
there. When you come out next week, we need to go on Bill Street, bro. Have a little mic. Be like, do you know who's you gonna say? Because you said Steve Smith. That's a good one already. Because I feel like a lot of people do not know who Steve Smith
That's what
is.
I'm
And
saying. If
Steve
you say
Smith was a
Steve Smith,
goddamn
like
great. That's a great. Steve Smith was a great bro, and I feel like they'd be like,
He was nice, bro. Because I
They
remember when
probably
he was
wouldn't even
like
know I was talking about the football receiver. There's so many Steve Smiths, bro.
Smith.
Stephen A. Smith?
I know that's probably who
Oh,
they really would go to. Like, I don't like that guy. I'm like, no, I'm talking about ice up, son.
Steve Smith.
They don't even know about the ice up, son.
Basketball
I
player,
guess you
they,
gotta
they
say
would not.
Steve Smith's
Nobody would know who
opinion.
Steve Smith is, bro. That's disrespectful. He was so cold, bro. He was on like 5'7" too,
But I just
man.
remember him. I remember he was just nice that year. They went to the Super Bowl. I'm like, he really unguardable. 'Cause I remember Keyshawn Johnson was on the team too. People don't remember Keyshawn Johnson. I remember Keyshawn. He used to talk all that. He was like a booth.
Keyshawn was Des Bryant before Des Bryant.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm like,
Mhm.
but no, Steve Smith was nice. Steve Smith was like, Tariq Hill might be a little faster, but he was Tariq Hill before Tariq Hill, man.
Do
Like
you
he,
ever feel like this is a question I gotta ask you? Do you ever feel like you got into the wrong sport?
yeah. I was really better at football. We really, when I go look back at it, like I was just really natural. Like I had the vision, like, and I didn't mind getting hit or hitting. Like I think I
What?
was like, but I was small, so I didn't think I was gonna be this tall. If I'd have known that, I'd
But,
have played safety or something.
but you think about it though, in football though, that doesn't really matter. You feel me?
Yeah, it really didn't at that time. But I,
Height only matters in basketball. That's the one sport height matters in. Height. Now we're talking about like reach, vertical, athleticism. That's different. But we're just talking about height, period. That only matters in basketball.
yeah, that's true.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I was in the wrong sport. If I chose a different sport to start at a young age, I think I could have had some goddamn success in it.
If you'd went and played football, bro, think about it, bro. You'd have been about 6'2" as an eighth grader. You'd have been a D line
Bro,
or a quarterback or something. You'd have been somewhere where it was
something.
like you was gonna dominate. I don't think a
I
running
wish
back, but you
I
know,
wish I wish I wish I know it's not even popular in our area at all. But I wish I was in the area where I was doing either boxing or some type of martial art. But see, the thing about that is that's me just off the love. It has to be boxing. And martial art at that time was unheard of.
John Jones really and Silva really made that thing jump.
But even when they were popular, I remember when it was popular, and I remember niggas in my high school they used to talk about John Jones, but I used to be like, all right. You feel me? I didn't really kind of get into it until after I graduated.
Hmm.
I was like, I remember this. And then I used to watch it. But it's like I always used to know about it because, my junior senior year, my coach was so damn lazy, he didn't do training for us. He had us train with the wrestlers. That was that's how we got, in shape. So all
And
them
you was the
motherfuckers,
first one on Twitter too. I swear you put us all on Twitter. You was
bro.
the first one on. You and probably Soldier Boy is the first ones on Twitter, man.
Bro, I still remember to this day. I probably told the story already on the podcast. Maybe I didn't, but nigga, when we had a rally for one of our upcoming games, and I was like, let's do the, when you do the throw it off the backboard, but as a team, so they all throw it off. And I was like, let me be the last one. And I was supposed to do a regular dunk, but I was like, let me do something different. So I did a windmill, but I missed it. But it hit the back of the rim. It wasn't like I got hung or nothing. I just, I was like, ah, damn. But I was like, that was clean. Bro, I had some dude, man, he was talking so much shit to me after on Twitter, just adding me. You weak. Da, da, da. I was like, man, come on, man. I remember that. But anyways, I don't know I was running, but good times, man.
Good time.
But anyways, my whole point was I wish I would have did a different sport. I'm like, when I think about man, basketball is always like the go-to in our community. Like, let's go hoop. I'm like, I wish I would have did some off the wall shit.
I
I feel
wish
like I
I
would
low
have
key
had
would
way
have been
more
a
fun.
comedian, bro. I wish I'd have really just try to get some jokes down and really just because I'm like I've always had the humor, but I be looking at comedians like, you know what I'm saying? Not no disrespect to them, you feel me? People got their own humor and people laugh at their own humor, but I'm like, there's some people I'm just like, they made a career and they really wasn't that funny to me. I'm just like,
I mean, like,
okay.
I feel like they just be talking. Ah, man, I feel you, bro. I
You
like,
get what
hey,
I'm
you
saying? I'm
should
like,
do that shit. I would support your career, bro, if you did that. If you start making
bro,
videos, we could put on the tube,
I came up
everything.
I came up with
Cause
a
I'll be
movie
seeing some
idea.
shit. And I'll be like,
Bro,
man,
don't
it's
be
like,
funny, bro. I'm like, bro, I could riff right now, bro, off just the pure memory off my head right
respect
now.
to everybody though.
Respect, yeah. I'm not trying to come at nobody. I'm just saying, if you watch Dave Chappelle's new special, he was saying like, I don't even want to get to talk, but one of his friends that's in the LG,
That's my allergies, y'all.
LGBT, basically he was saying like she did a set and she stunk it up, right? But then during his set, they had said something to her, and then she said something, and the whole roof blew off. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, some people can be funny naturally, and then other people aren't just read jokes funny. You know, some people can't do that.
Or it's just like when you even when you get to that point, I'm like, if you're trying to do it that way, it's just experience. You just gotta get comfortable in that environment. But I'm like, there's so many
Right.
different avenues. It's like really low. I'm like, the way you look at it, you don't even gotta even look at it as a comedian. I'm like, if you just want to do some off the ball shit and just want to make some content, like if you have the avenue of having a phone, a camera, whatever it may be, know how to chop some shit up and put it on, you got an idea, just do it, try it out, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with it, don't fuck with it. They do. You don't know until you put out enough until people start responding. There's that too. So it's like,
I just remember when Bernie Mac was like, man, I used to go on the train. I used to do my sets on there. Sometimes that's how I knew I was good though, because sometimes I go up in there and they be like, man, shut your ass up. And then other times I go back on there like, damn, mother, you hilarious. He's like, so that's how I tested where I was at. And then that's when I got the confidence to go into the clubs and perform my stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So you got to start, like you saying, somewhere.
yeah, man, RIP first and
I
foremost to Bernie,
know.
but then that's the fact. I even give it to my boss. He gave me this like this thing that you should read. Where it was this kind of like it was a whole story about. I was like, okay, somebody was just contemplating whether not to do it, whether not to do it, whether to do it. What do I want to decide to do at the end of the day? And there was someone else who was like, I'm just going to do it. There was another person who didn't do it, and at the end of the day, that person ended up doing it. And it's been like, okay, this person might have failed first couple of times, but after a couple of times that he failed, he figured it out, kept doing it, and had success. Okay, the person who didn't do it, they just, they never did it. And him himself, finally, when he did it, he ended up having success right off the bat. Then he failed. Then he ended up having success. But at the end of the day, he kept doing it. And, you know what I'm saying, ended up being a journey he didn't expect. But, it was one that was sustainable. And, so it was like, at the end of the day, he was like, hey, if you're thinking about doing something, sometimes don't think about it too much. Just do it and just see what happens. And if it's not the outcome you want, if it's something that you really want to do it again. But it's like it's crazy. It's so easy to say it, read it, and actually do it is another thing. But I'm like, that's real, as simple and as easy as it sounds. That's real advice. And it's like it's something that a lot of times comes from kind of just over and over in your head, telling yourself that, like, okay, I did it, didn't like the outcome, but I'm gonna do it again just because me doing it, what it does for me, how feels, it keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? It's a respect type thing, but. Yeah, a little summer rep.
Nah, I
Slip
feel
to
you,
the
man. Nah, it's really real, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's real because you know what I'm saying. Some of the people I'm talking to, they just kind of like, yeah, man, I'm about to do this. Like, I just gotta lock in now because it's like, if you lock in now, a little later, it's gonna be, you feel me? If not, it's not gonna be ever perfect, but you know what I'm saying? Just a little better.
yeah, and it's never. That's one thing too. It's never too late to do it or to do whatever you're trying to do.
Especially at the ages we are, like, now, like you said, it's
Like
still never late. You could be 40, bro. I used to be at ELAC, fool. People be in my class. I'm like, the average age in here gotta
yeah,
be 29. You feel me?
it's
30.
it's it's like it's trial and error, just trial and error, and believe in yourself at the end of the day. Because I'm like a lot of times too, when you believe in yourself, and I'm realizing that, and it's like that's another thing too, because you'll see that a lot, and I didn't really believe it, and now it's like right now, even me thinking about it's kind of hidden. It'll be like it's like when you do decide to be like, okay, this is what I choose to do, so I'm gonna live yourself. A lot of times you is gonna it seem like so far, you by yourself. That may not be the case, but I'm like, just make sure
It's crazy
you
because
just
to add to that point, I don't know if it was Kanye or I don't know if it was KG. It was an interview I saw though, and they were speaking. Shout out to both them brothers because they had great interviews. And whoever said it, take the credit. But he was saying like, like, or was it? Maybe it wasn't either. Maybe it was Zeno. Anyway, one of them three was saying like, like
yo,
when you
I just
get
want to say
mad,
right now, that's the craziest like switch up between three.
because it was
That's
just crazy
crazy.
because I'll be having like I'll be watching my brain be everywhere sometimes, but I'll be retaining the information, but sometimes I'll be forgetting who said what, if that makes sense. Because I'll be watching, some good interviews sometimes. But anyway, he was basically saying like, oh, okay, I think it was you. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, because it was we were talking about raising
Bro,
Cain.
went from everywhere, up and down. Yeah, go ahead.
But I want to make sure I give somebody the right credit though. So that's why, at least I did that. And then instead of just saying it was KG when it was really you. But we was talking about the cop. Remember, it was like basically being desperate and he don't got nothing to lose. But basically, at that
Oh
point,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's
That's from,
locked in.
and
You get
that's not from me. That's from Raising Canaan. So I'm not
Canaan.
even gonna take
But
that
I'm
credit.
saying you pointed it out though, and you feel me, you made the point, and I'm like, that point is true. And it's basically what you just said.
One
Basically,
of the
like,
coldest things, man. I'm like, it's from a TV show, but damn, if you just really just like look at like you go ahead.
no, it's just because like he's locked in. So it's like Vases like them at that time. Like they were locked in, but he made them have to really lock in. You get me? Because he's locked in. So they like, okay, now we really serious now. You get what I'm saying? Like we not playing no more games. So it's like it's the same thing. It was kind of like doing something. Like once you lock in, like if you really was like somebody was, I don't know, something just happened, and you just like, you know what? I don't give a damn. I'm gonna make 20 songs by the end of this month. I don't give a damn. And you locked in, you gonna do it.
Do it. You're gonna do, or at the very least, you may not hit 20 songs, but you're gonna be damn near close.
Close. And then you gonna just be like, you know what? I'm proud of
Rather
myself for
than,
even doing as much as I
yep.
did.
Rather than if
It's
you
kind
be
of like a
like,
paper.
man, rather than being like, oh, I can't make 20 songs in a month. That's crazy. You end up with like 2 or 3, 5, maybe. Rather than be like, I'm gonna make 20. You end up with probably like 15, 16
And they might not all
at
be
the
just
least.
super slappers, but you can be like,
That
damn,
doesn't matter, but that's
yeah,
that's and see,
that's
and
the
that's one
push.
thing. No, see, I know you hate me always bringing it up, and you always touch it. But Barry Robinson, you can apply. You look, look, you can apply this aspect to anything in life. Repetition. It's not about always hitting the bangers. It's not always about getting a knockout with the first punch you throw. It's not always about motherfucking scoring 30 every single time. What is it about? Efficiency and consistency. Efficiency and consistency will lead to progressiveness is eventually to lead to successfulness. So it's
And,
like, but a lot of times that equates to being bored,
and,
repetitiveness.
and it's
But
crazy because, and I left my ball the other night. I'm really sad that I left it. Now I'm probably have to go get a new one. But oh, matter of fact, I gotta just go. Gotta work some mysterious ways. But anyway, um, the repetition, like that's why I was saying like the gym, the music, because I'm like, I know like I'm, what I'm saying, really, really consistent with that. I'm consistent on making sure, what I'm saying, I'm getting, because what I'm saying, like you said, I'm trying to get my mind right. And if your mind not right, you're not gonna do nothing.
and even then, and in my opinion of what I'm saying is like, there's really no point where you can make your mind consistency level at a point where everything makes sense, everything's going smooth, everything's like, all right, I'm always in the perfect mind for this to come out smoothly, this to go this way. But it's almost as if you can force yourself into a habit, into a positive habit, a good habit that can outweigh, you know what I'm saying, the free space that allows you to think in a negative way. A lot of times that can equal into something that can outcome and that you can't even expect it to be, if that makes sense. And a lot of times it's a good thing. Like you're not even expecting the outcome that comes from what you're doing. A lot of times when you're in it, like I be thinking this, like it's been a minute since I got back. Like I just started back doing the 20 rounds. And like when I was doing it, like it feels like I'm doing nothing. And when I'm doing it also, I feel like I look sloppy. I feel like I look nasty. It's like I need to record and all that stuff. But it's like, but then when I'm kind of like randomly just throwing punches, something like that, I feel more comfortable. I feel more loose. And it's like, it's interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like in that moment,
That's crazy.
it doesn't make sense. And that's the whole point. Because when you don't respect it, that's when it's supposed to make sense. So it's a lot of times that's the same thing that you can apply in life and the things that, you know what I'm saying, you have certain type of faith in, if that makes sense, or certain, or it's something, if you're an artist that you have a way to release, what you're trying to get out or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's work, even whatever it may be.
No, that's crazy you say that because it's the same thing. Like when I was trying to get I'm trying to get my handles back. I'm getting my handles back. I was, doing a little ball handling drill series I did. And like you said, I felt like it was nothing. Like I knew exactly what I needed to do, whatever. But it was like you said, I felt like a little sloppy. I'm like, this isn't as crisp as I like it to be. You know what I'm saying? But like when I was playing today, I'm just hitting moves and then like my shot, you feel me? Like, so I'm like, I know everything is all include, you know what I'm saying? Everything gets together. Cause I'm like, I can shoot most times, anyway, but when you got the handle and everything kind of in sync, it just make everything more, but because of the basics, it's just sitting there like, I don't even feel like doing this next combo type thing. You feel me? This is like, all right, let's get through it. And then like I'll be doing 25 reps. So like the combos is simple, but it's like do 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 do. So it's like getting
It's
to
repetitive.
25. Yeah, you feel me? Getting to 25, you think like, oh, that's not that much. And then when you doing, you like, damn, I'm only at 15.
People don't understand the meaning of repetition. Repetition a lot of time equates to being bored. And so that's why a lot of times people don't like to do repetition when it comes to when they do something excessive amount of times. You see what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
Barry Robinson, that's why I do appreciate it. And it's like I can talk this shit when I get this is on everything. I'm putting this on for my birthday. I'm gonna buy his shit. I'm gonna go in abundance of it for my birthday. I'm just go crazy in the shit where I really bought it. Before I was a cheap nigga, all that type of shit. But I followed him for the longest time. I followed him before he was even big. His Instagram is big now. He's popping. He got like a million like views on one of his YouTube videos. He's big now. But I followed him when bro was getting like 20 views.
Now it's crazy.
And
I
back,
follow some people on the gram like that. I'm like, damn, like I remember you only had like 200K. Like Gilly, Gilly only
yeah,
had like 600K. That motherfucker got 2 million or
but now
something
this
like
is
that
this is
now.
when no one knew Barry. They had not like he was at like 10. He had his shit deleted because he was putting up too many posts and he had to start a new one. Like I remember, man. And I was doing his rounds. Remember, that's when I was doing 40 rounds. God bless my soul, man. I was a young gun. I wish I
You
could
was
ever get
going
back there.
crazy, fool. I used to be like,
But
bro,
right
you
now I'm
doing
working on
what?
doing it,
And then you'd
goddamn
be
it.
like,
Play
come on,
with
bro,
me,
let's
man. I
do
was
some
doing
mitts. I'm like, you about to
I
do some mitts
bro, I would do
too?
40. I know, bro. I would do 40 rounds. Bro, no. When I was a kid, bro, I would do 40 rounds and I would spar. I would do
But
40
I know
rounds. I go
why
do
though,
jiu-jitsu.
because you was really feeling time though. Still, you was feeling
Jesus,
time.
man. I was in some great shape back then.
You
But
was.
I'm gonna
You
get
was
back
doing.
to that. Even then though, but my Jesus, good times, man.
Y'all, he was crazy. He was on another level, man. He was trying. He was benching 3 plates. He was doing crazy shit.
Bruh, I know, and I was training. Yeah, I was training on a whole nother level. I was
Like,
determined.
cause, but you
I'm
was
not.
remember you was around those bodybuilders though. So like, they was like,
Yeah, so
you
I
feel
know
me?
they
They
was
was
like,
trying
"Hey,
to
come
press you. You was
train,
like,
bro.
what?
Come train."
Come
That's how I
on.
learned to train. Period. I can never be on that level of lifting weights never again because that shit is just too crazy on the joints. Never. I don't know how they do that on a regular basis, and I have nothing but respect for them. But my knee is almost there, where I'm gonna be back. I'm just trying to figure out what you think, young Zen. Where should I go? Should I go to Coach Commander, or should I go
Yes,
find me a new gym?
bro.
You think I should go
Coach
to Coach
Commander
Commander
gonna
and get back?
get you right,
I know
bro.
he'll get me in shape. That's a fact. I know he'll get me in
But
shape.
what are
I
you
hate it.
looking for though? Like, what is going to someone else? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna leave somebody that's pushing you, where you going that you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because usually when you leave somebody, you're going because you feel like they're gonna bring something that you don't necessarily do or need to learn. So I'm like, you telling me he's teaching you all types of stuff and this and that, and you was excited telling me about the jab. So I'm like, you gonna go somewhere else? Somebody tell you something different?
Yeah, I don't want to learn necessarily something different or something,
And there's nothing wrong with
new.
different, but I'm saying you're saying not going back to somebody that's gonna make you work, and that's what you get trying to get to. You
Well,
know
I
what I'm
know he'll
saying?
put me. I know he'll get me in shape. I know he'll get
But he
me in
also
shape.
has people too. You feel me? He bring people in the gym, different type of looks. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one person or the same person. Remember, you tell me you spraying with this guy, that guy. So I'm like, it's not like. And by
Yeah,
now, he probably got a
remember,
more of.
remember, I told you too though it wasn't consistent because remember, like I came back the next day.
But you
Like,
gotta remember that was COVID
bro,
though. I'm like, it's different now. You got vaccines and all that. So I'm like, he probably expanded since. You feel me? He probably got it booming again. You feel me? Nobody's coming in there telling him nothing. He can go as late as he want. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? You can just go check it out. You don't got to stay long. You can
you're
do a
right.
month and then just be like,
You're
all
right.
right, well,
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna do it
unless
then.
you got to do like you got 12-year contracts or something, then it'd be
No, he
different.
don't have
But
that. And then for you saying that, get on me too, bro. I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him this week. I'm hit him this week. I'm gonna set something up. I'm gonna go up in there. I'm gonna get it because I'm almost at the point where I feel like I can get. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to overdo it. But
you know you though, so I don't feel like you feel me. He gonna just like, yeah, man, where you been? Get to talking, like y'all gonna be good, man.
yeah, he probably gonna be like, man, you ain't hit me nothing, man. You got beat. We got beat. Yeah, that's what he's gonna say. He gonna think we got beat or something. I'm like, nah, bro. I ain't gonna be like, bro, you changed your number. I'll tell you because I ain't hit him since I changed my number.
Mm,
That's like 9 months.
mm. Yeah, he probably thought you leave. He probably thought you left. Probably he
He's like,
might
you
think you
probably
out of
ain't
here.
hit this no more. This nigga gone. I'm like, nigga, I'm still up the street, bro.
Shit, worst case, you could just pull up on him like, "What's good?" Like, shit, what's good, nigga?
Now I got his number because I got my old phone, so I can just hit him. I got that shit just sitting right there.
Mm.
Right there. What's happening? Yeah, I'm gonna get it popping. For real, for real. Get on me with that though. Bro, yeah, man. Salute, man. We hit all type of topics. How you feeling, man?
I ain't gonna
I
lie
don't
to
even
you,
know.
I'm hungry.
I don't even know what the goddamn we was talking about, man. For real.
We was just talking, man. Whoever's up in the chat who's gonna watch it, they gonna know what we was talking about, man. They gonna
And salute to the
know.
people, man. If y'all came up in here, or if y'all going to come up in here, watch it later, hit the like button, man. Make sure y'all hit the like
And I
button,
know you probably don't
please.
rewatch none of these, bro. But I be watching it sometimes and just kind of like I don't watch the whole thing, maybe, but just listen to a segment. I'm like, it's not bad chatter. You know what I mean? It's like it's one thing if you just listen to dudes talk about some BS, but it's not bad chatter, bro. Like it's pretty good
No,
content.
I do. I don't watch it entirely, but I watch it because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I want to make sure if I'm not new to the channel, if I don't know myself or whatever it may be, what seems the most entertaining. If that sounds weird, I don't know if it does, but there's one thing I do notice, and one thing I do see is like, man, we out here, if we talking and we talking to each other, man, why is there any point where we're not talking to each other? So it's like I found it out, over time, Fluence Lounge, like, Fluence Lounge is me watching it. I used to really more so watch it than actually say something. But then it's like when I watched it back, I was like, I just want to watch myself watching this joint like nigga talk. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a development thing. And I'm like, even if the podcast, the Fluence Boxing, whatever it may be, even if there's certain thing that's coming out, it's like, okay, what did you really talk? But it's like, nah, man. What I'm saying, it may not be resonating at that particular moment, but the most important thing is just kind of being in tune at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
I told you, man. Didn't I tell you?
Hey, yo, Zen called it out on you, Estrada. He said either you or Snipers was gonna come in here at some point. Did y'all end up losing? That
Nah, we
means if
winning.
it's
We up 10. Brian
okay, I
got
was about
30.
to say, I'm like, if Estrada ended up coming up in here and you was talking about them supposedly winning, and they end up saying something bold enough like that, I would be thinking that the Lakers probably going to end up either they're going to take a L or for some reason the game's closer than what it was before.
It's crazy. I be seeing Dwight Howard getting like 10 rebounds, 9 rebounds in 7 minutes. I just be like, what the hell? Like,
Niggas don't be playing them. It's
bro,
because
they
y'all
don't
got
play.
DeAndre. Y'all getting DeAndre was
But
probably
he
the worst
didn't.
thing
He
in
don't
the
play
world.
either. AD start at center now. DeAndre don't even
DeAndre
play
don't
right
play,
now. He's hurt, I think, bro. Just
and
Dwight.
y'all still don't play Dwight.
I think
Man,
they've saving
bro,
him or something, bro. I don't know. I don't know why they do my bands like that. I don't know what Dwight did to piss off the uppers.
what's the score and how much
114,
time is
102,
left?
1 minute left, fourth quarter.
Oh, so y'all gonna get the dub.
Yeah, it's done. Once Brian get 30, man, you know what it is.
Oh, we got 30. What's the craziest part is I'm winning real quick. Appreciate that, Estrada. God damn it. You need to tell the world that because we are here to be entertaining people. No. But the one thing about Braun, as much as I'm a Braun fan, these days are passing me by and I'm getting older by the goddamn year. I watched LeBron when I was a little kid. As y'all can see, I'm a grown ass man. My man's gonna be old at some point. And when I watch this year, bro looking old. And it look almost like they're doing everything to make it not look. But I'm like, Braun don't got too many years left in him, man.
Not at the efficiency we used to.
Not even at the efficiency. He ain't taking no games over no more, bro. He can't.
Nah.
Old man Braun is real now. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
what Carcino was saying about 5 years ago was
It
negative.
wasn't real then. But now when I watch Braun, I'm like, Braun old. There's a reason why he picked Westbrook over Buddy, because he said, okay, Buddy, I'd be able to get a chip with Buddy 3 years ago. That's easy.
Yeah.
But if I take games off where I'm injured and need to rest, Buddy ain't winning no games. It's all on
But
AD. Now
yeah, but I know
Westbrook,
Westbrook, he could turn it up. He can get the
he'll turn
battery
it up.
going.
He might get some L's, but he can win games when AD ain't there. I can trust in Westbrook after. We can stay 500 and we're in the playoff run with Westbrook.
And they
We
sixth.
can't
So
stay in the playoff run with Buddy Hill and AD.
but
You knew that.
you know what's crazy? That man Stephen A. Smith had the audacity to say that the Lakers are on the
Oh,
verge of
that's
being
a good question.
irrelevant.
Say that again.
He said that the Lakers are on the verge of being irrelevant. I'm like, we're
Who said
sixth in
that?
the Stephen A. Smith. I said we're sixth in the West. How are we on the verge of becoming
Y'all
irrelevant?
will never be irrelevant as long as y'all got Braun, Westbrook, and AD. Y'all, that's like the three
Even
biggest, like,
Carmelo though, you know what I'm saying? Like these
and
are
Carmelo.
names.
And I'm like, most likely y'all gonna end up having y'all gonna draft Bronny.
Yeah, something like that's happening. You saw what he said. I don't know if you saw the statement he said. He was talking about
He's what, a junior now?
yeah.
So I'm like, what, in 3 years? He finna be like, by the time I'm 30, 31, that nigga gonna be on Lakers.
LeBron gonna be 40.
Is that how old he'll be? Are you sure? I thought he was 36.
He's 37, bro, about to be 38 this year. Or is he gonna be 39? I think he's
Are
gonna
you
be
sure?
39.
That sounds too old.
He's 30, he
I thought
about
he
to be
was 30.
38 then for sure then. Cause I'm like,
I thought he was 37.
okay,
37
you're right. He
sounds
is
right.
36. You're right. He's about to be
36. That sounds like that sounds. I'm like, he ain't gonna be no 40 in 3 years. I'm like, that sounds too old. Like,
He's
yeah. I
gonna
was
be
like, man,
39. That's basically 40.
no. All right. Estrada said, who retires first, Brady, McGregor, or LeBron? I like that question. What you think?
McGregor. He already retired though.
No, he's not. He's
He
coming
can't
back.
okay.
Bro, he's talking about fighting Dustin Poirier again. He's talking about wanting to fight Michael Chandler. There's so many fights out there for McGregor. It's crazy.
It'd probably be Brady then, because if Brady don't win this year, he probably got
That's
one
why I'm
more
going. I
season.
think it's gonna be Brady first. I think it's gonna be Brady
It's going
because
Brady,
his
Braun, and McGregor.
that's what I think it is gonna be too. Because I'm like, McGregor, man, he can fight till he's like 40 something,
And you gotta
and
remember, he
just
can
pick
still
the right
go to
fight.
boxing at any time he want once his
There's
contract's up.
exhibition fights. I'm
No, he'll
like,
go pro. You know
I
he'll
got
go pro.
I got Brady retiring first because I think he'll probably retire within the next 5 years. I think Braun's gonna retire within the next 7 years. McGregor retire within the next probably like 15 years because there's that much money in fighting. Mayweather's still fighting, bro. Why don't you see McGregor fighting until he's 40 something? McGregor's only 32.
Cause I'm just like, I don't think he gonna need to. He sold his Hennessy for a
He
lot
ain't
of
gonna
money.
need to, but you can. Like, it's different. Like, if Braun, like,
He takes some,
who's
but you gotta
retired?
remember the damage.
If Jordan could still, like, think about all these dudes in the big three. If they could still hoop, they would.
But you talking about
It's
like
fun.
you
It's
acting like
competitive fighting
McGregor
again.
hasn't had been in wars. You acting like he hasn't had some big injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had some injuries now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a spring chicken. Like you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I hear what you're saying. Like I think he could fight. You know, I give McGregor probably like 6 years. I think you giving Brian a little too many years. I think Brian got like 5 more left. For real, for real.
How old did you say
Maybe
Braun was?
36.
36?
So by 41, he gonna really hang it up.
I don't think so because I think the league is transitioning more into a space where older players, you know what I'm saying, if you can still run with the younger players, you're going to have, some type of, I think if Vince Carter could play until he was 42, I think Braun could play until he was
It's
46.
different though, because by the time Brian like 3 years, he gonna have all the records he won. He gonna have most points. He gonna probably be the only person with that many points, with that many rebounds, that many assists. You give him, he gonna have 10,000 assists, 10,000 rebounds. He gonna be the only player ever. Like he's not gonna want to be in the league just so he could be 75th best player in the. You know what I'm saying? He gonna just retire. Like you get me? Like he's not, LeBron is competitive. He's still a top 10 player. Once he feel like he's not a top 10 player, he could not be in top 5. But top 10, he's not a top 10 player, bro. I don't see LeBron like, you know what I'm saying? His prize too high. I don't think he wants to go out on top. He don't want to go out on the decline, average of 15, doing farewell tours. I don't think he's gonna want to do that. I think he's gonna go out when he's like still got it. Like his last year, he know like, all right, the bounce, everything really like a struggle for me, like in a sense where it's like I'll be sore after games now, like really sore, like
So you basically saying that, so you basically saying, so you saying who you think is retiring first? So you're saying Brady, Braun, then McGregor. You have the same lineup as me, but you just saying
yeah,
I'm giving Braun too much years.
yeah, just because I'm like, you gotta remember he can make so much money outside of basketball. He don't need basketball no more. Like he damn near done everything he could do in basketball. So I'm like, he gonna really be like, all right, Bronny in the league, that was my job. And then I'm gonna just start doing these movies and producing. I got the shop. I can expand on that. I got my management. I got all these
But
young players on
boy,
clutch.
I agree with that, but his
He gonna
whole
probably
goal
try to
is
go get a
to.
team. He probably gonna try to buy the Cleveland Cavaliers from that Dan Gilbert dude.
He's not trying to buy Cleveland, but he is in the run. He is going to buy a team, but
He should buy Cleveland.
You don't you don't think there's a certain type of power in being able to do all the things that you're talking about and also playing in the league?
I'm not knocking what you saying, but I'm like, Bron been in the game
You
so
don't think
long.
there's a
Like, he probably want
no
to be
no
with
no
his
no no no
daughter.
wait, just listen to me. Listen to it. I know. I just hear me out. Hear me out. You don't think there's a certain type of power move, a chess move for a player, something that a lot of these owners never wanted, never even thought of happening, having the power of controlling the NBA narrative, owning a team, still playing in the league, still being considered as one of the best. You don't think there's a power narrative? Then not only is there a power narrative in it, but also he's seen someone like Tom Brady do it in the NFL, which is supposed to be a more physical league. But Tom Brady cannot necessarily change the narrative of NFL because the NFL brand is much bigger than Tom Brady. So Braun is in a position of doing something that's just unseen. Like you don't. That's that's all I'm saying. You don't see
Maybe I'm not.
the
I'm just
power of
saying.
that
I'm
business wise.
saying what I think he gonna do. I didn't say it was gonna happen like that. I just think, you feel me, 3-4 years he gonna be like, I'm cooling. Like, you feel me? I don't have to keep preparing my body for 82 games plus the playoffs no more. I don't gotta do it.
I don't think he's gonna do it. But see,
I'm like, if Kobe retired and you talking about somebody that love the game, somebody that put like all in the game, if he really said like, yo, this is my last season, Brian gonna get to a point where he's like, this is my last season. Like,
but
he not
Kobe
gonna
had
play
to retire.
forever.
That's the thing. Kobe had to retire because of injuries.
But I'm
That's the
saying though,
difference.
Brian don't got no reason to play. What's he got to play for? What's he trying to prove? Once he gets the points and all that, and then he could get one more ring, what has he got to prove? He gonna be
I
Gucci.
told you it's a power move. It's a power move. It's
So you
sending a
think the
message
Lakers
to
are
the
gonna still
owners.
keep giving him 30 million a year?
It may not even be 30 million in a year. It may be less, or maybe
So
they
he gonna
had
take
to
a
give
pay
him
cut?
30 million. Listen to me, or maybe they got to give him that much because not only is the market going to ascend to where it's not even that much big of a deal where they're giving 30 mil to a vet who brings that much money coming in, because there's a possibility of that because we don't know what the market's going to be like at that point and how much they're going to be paying players. We never expect them to be playing bench players the numbers that they're paying them. So it's not out of this world, especially when you're talking about the brand. Because I'm like, we're talking about business now. This is why I'm bringing back Fluence boxing, man. Y'all check out the episode. We're gonna be bringing them on. Look, like when we get to this point, like of course skills matter. Like, but when they draft these players and they're here, it's like okay, now so we got the skills, but not only who outperforms, we're talking about brands. Braun is one of the biggest brands we've ever seen in our life. Braun is a bigger brand, even though we got the whole Michael Jordan shoe, we got the logo. This is the first time we ever had someone who's a bigger brand than Michael Jordan. And not only is that the case, but he's also still playing the league. So think about the astronomical benefit of being able to play in the league at an older age, still be able to consider one of the top players just because of who you are. Also have your son on that same team, being part of a market or a brand that's one of the most well-known markets and the biggest markets in the world that's only going to make more money for the actual NBA and the Lakers. You see what I'm saying? And
I hear
own
your
a
point.
team at the same time. He's one of the first active playing players who's a billionaire. So we're not even looking at athletics now at this point when it comes to Braun. It's like it's past that. And Strada, I see you, LeBron or Carmelo. What we talking about? We're talking like everything I just said. Carmelo not even in the same atmosphere.
Game wise, neither. I mean, you want to talk about skill, Carmelo way more skill than Brown, for sure. I mean, we seen that in college, but we talking about just doing it all. I mean, this is LeBron. Come on, man. We ain't never seen nobody 6'9", 275 walking around, 280 walking around, and then peak shape 250 doing the things he doing. Same thing with KD. We ain't never seen nobody 7 feet that agile, that swift, that efficient, and that smooth. It's never seen it. Still never
So
haven't seen it.
this is all I be saying when it comes to LeBron and be like, when it comes to business side, I'm like, I can see him easily still playing. Oh, he said, I mean to retire. Carmelo's gonna retire first. I don't see Braun retiring for the next 10
Melo
years.
probably done after this year, next for real. Like, he know
If they don't get a chip this year,
he
and
probably
it
got
doesn't
one
look like
more
they'll get a
year.
chip next year, I don't see Melo's only gonna play as long as the team allows him to play. as long as
Exactly.
the NBA allows him to play, and that's basically a ticking time bomb.
Versus Brian, he can choose when he want to retire like Kobe.
Exactly. But it's because he's busy. It's the brand. It's what he's bringing in. So it's like, that's the thing. So I'm like, but I still think Braun, I think he's going to be a top player still, for a number of years to come. And it's not necessarily because of the eye test where he has all this raw talent. I think he's just a smart player, the smartest. Even when it comes to preserving his body, taking games off, making sure he'll do enough where people remember him, and he can be put in a certain type of status, be on a winning team. Braun's going to be able to be considered a top player into his 40s, I think, for the first time ever. Similar to what we're seeing with Tom Brady in the NFL. I think that's what's going to happen with Braun.
Tom's still doing the damn thing.
I'm going to see with Braun. That's what I think, man. Hey, by the way, y'all, if y'all didn't hit the like button and y'all came up in here, man, I know what y'all doing, man. Hit that like button, show some love. Subscribe channel. If you're not subscribed channel, you already know what it is. How you feeling, young Zen, man?
Yeah, man. We got to wrap this joint up, boy. I got to get up in that food, man.
Young Zen want to get up into the food. I feel you. I'm hungry too. It's late over on my side. Happy we did it though, man. Gave y'all some content, some good release. Feels amazing. Talked a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna enjoy the rest of our night. Hopefully y'all feeling blessed. Hopefully y'all enjoying everything that's going on, man. Happy holidays, man. We got the holidays coming up. Salute to the people, man. We got a lot of good content coming up this week. So make sure y'all tune in for that. Got a couple Fluence boxing coming up. Got another Fluence Zen coming up. We got Black Goose Friday coming up. Some good music for y'all. We got Fluence Lounge for a good fight card for UFC. And we got Vasily Lomachenko versus Richard Kami coming up Saturday. So make sure y'all stay tuned in, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We coming all around the world and back again. So salute to that. Positivity, blessings, man. We gonna get up out of here. Much love. Salute to the people. Once again, like the channel, subscribe. Anything you want to say to the people's in before we get up out of here?
Just keep going, man.
No matter what, don't ever stop. So we up out of here, man.